Hi, welcome to my next video. This is the next part in the series in which I show how I painted the illustrations for the 2021 DOCOMO calendar. DOCOMO, which is one of Japan's biggest cellular carriers, approached me already a year and a half ago with this commission for a calendar for 13 illustrations, 12 months plus the cover. And they wanted me to feature in these illustrations places from around Japan where DOCOMO is trying to do something interesting with their mobile technologies. But at the same time, they wanted few of these illustrations to depict iconic places that will be instantly recognizable to any Japanese person. So the same as the famous Kiyomizu temple that I painted in the last part, this also is a very iconic view of Japan, of winter Japan. This is the Shirakawa Go, so the Shirakawa village, located in Gifu prefecture. Again, this is one of these places that if you Google for winter Japan, Shirakawa Go will for sure pop up in the image results. The village is surrounded by mountains and quite remote. Because of that, the people living there developed their own culture, their own lifestyles, and because of that, it was registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995. The other reason why it was registered is its unique architecture. Because of the heavy snowfall, all the buildings that are there originally, some of them are more than 250 years old, have this very unique shape which is called gassho-zukuri. So all the buildings with these steep roofs are gassho-zukuri buildings, and what's more interesting, the roofs are made without the use of nails, which is also kind of unique. And of course they look beautiful when covered in this deep snowfall. But the point is that this deep snowfall occurs later, so around the January-February part of the year. So here I had to paint this village in December, so when there's not so much snow yet. And also this village is a popular touristic attraction, tourist destination. You can actually stay in these buildings for a day or two. So it's a very famous, very remote touristic destination. And then when the snow is very heavy there and the tourists are there are light up events also. So all the buildings, all the roofs are lit up in the night. But here I had to paint it when it's still in December, so it's still just a calm village in the mountains. So you can see some lights spilling from the houses, some lights on the street, but the roofs are still not completely covered in thick snow and they are not lit up. Personally, actually, I think I like this version of Shirakawa Go better, this more calm and lonely a bit version of the village, instead of this lit up and full of tourists taking pictures version. And this is what I tried to show while painting this illustration. I tried to channel this weird and a bit unsettling, lonely feeling that you can get while having a walk outside in the winter, in the night, in a place that you don't know really well. Maybe you stayed for a night in one of these houses and you just went out to explore the village a bit at night. There are some lights coming out from all the buildings. There are probably people inside being nice and cozy and warm, but you are outside. There are sounds coming from the forest and from the village because it's really cold, so you can hear all kinds of things really far away even. And you can hear the snow underneath your feet because some of the streets, some of the bigger streets are plowed, but a lot of the small paths and smaller streets are not. You just go around, stomp your feet because probably it's really cold, and explore the village. I wanted to show in this illustration this kind of atmosphere, but also I didn't want to make it too scary and too dark, so I chose to paint it in these shades of blue. Even the forest in the back I chose to paint in these shades of blue. And for all the warm and cozy houses, I added lights that are this warm orange, so all the highlights are nice and warm. I spent many hours trying to paint the buildings in a style that's at the same time painterly but accurate. Again, because this is a place known for its architecture, so the architecture has to be painted right for it to look okay. Also, I tried to really consciously control the amount of details in the buildings and, for example, in the forest in the background, so we can get the illusion of depth here without relying solely on the air perspective. Okay, so the process of making this picture was similar to all the illustrations I showed you before. I first did few thumbnails to just explore angles and perspectives and compositions for this picture. Again, I didn't want to make a painting that would be similar to just a photo that you could take there, so I explored some more unique perspectives and camera angles. When this first thumbnail was approved, I made a color rough to check how I want to proceed with the color scheme, with the atmosphere of this piece. And again, when this was approved, I started to do the final color version. Okay, I'll leave you here for the rest of the painting process and I'll meet you at the end of the video. Okay, so the painting is nearly complete. After painting all the details, the last step was to add the highlights, which was very satisfying. I like how this picture turned out. The monochrome almost color scheme worked well, I think, and I had a lot of fun painting all these small little buildings. This is the last video of the series showing how I made all the month-themed illustrations for the calendar, but there is still one part left dedicated to the cover of the whole thing. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. As always, feel free to comment, share and subscribe, and you can also support me on Patreon. It's your support there that allows me to spend time making these videos. See you in the next one. Bye!